Good morning to all. Today I am going to discuss summary of chapter number 1, 3 questions, part 2. In part 1, we had learned that why the king approached to hermit to know his answers. And while talking to the hermit saw a man. When the king turned around, he saw a bearded man. He was running towards them and he was badly injured because the blood was flowing. And when he reached near the king, he fainted. Fainted means unconscious, behosh ho jana. He fell to the ground. The king and the hermit removed the man's clothing and found a large wound in his stomach. And after it, the king treated the hermit by washing his wound and covering it with his handkerchief. And the king redressed the wound many times. When the man felt better, the king brought fresh water and gave to him. And by this time of the sun had set and the air was cool, king carried the wounded man into hermit's hut and laid him on the bed. The king was also very tired by his walk and the work he had done. What type of work he had done? He helped the hermit in the work of digging. King lay down on the floor and slept through the night. When he awoke, it was several minutes before he could remember where he was and who was the strange bearded man lying on the bed was. "Forgive me," said the bearded man in a weak voice. The king surprised to know because he said, "I don't know you and have nothing to forgive you for," said the king. After it, the wounded man revealed his identity, that he was the brother of his enemy and to whom the king put to death, and he wanted to take revenge from king. So that's why he was chasing the king. But on the way, the king's bodyguard recognized him and injured him. He escaped from there and he apologized to the king because king treated him in a very good manner. The king was, after listening it, the king was very happy because to have made a peace with his enemy, king promised him to return his property. After leaving the wounded man, the king went out to the hut and looked around for the hermit, and he approached to hermit because he wanted to know the answers of his questions. That time the hermit was on his knees and sewing the bed in the beds. Whatever beds where the king and he dug day before. The king went up to the hermit and said, "For the last time, I beg you to answer my questions, wise man." Hermit told the king that you have already been answered. The king asked surprisingly, "How have I been answered? What do you mean?" Hermit told, "Do you not see? If you hadn't pitied my weakness yesterday and had not dug these beds for me, you would have gone away. Then the man would have attacked you and you would have wished you had stayed with me. So, the most important time was that when you were digging the beds. And I was the most important man, and to do me good was your most important business. Afterwards, when the man ran to us, the most important time was when you were caring for him, because if you had not dressed his wounds, he would have died without having made peace with you. So he was the most important man. And what you did for him was your most important business. Hermit again further explained, remember, there is only one time that is important, and that is now. Here, now word is symbol of present time, because always our present time is in our hands. Past we cannot do anything with, because past time always past, and the future that we are unable to see the what will happen in the future. So present is in our hands because it is the most important time, and it is the only time we have any power to work. It means in present time we can work and we have power to act. So, the most necessary person is the person you are with at a particular moment. For no one knows what will happen in the future. And because it means we cannot see the future and whether we will meet anyone else. The most important business is to do that person good. Person's good mean the welfare of a person, as the king did when the king was talking with hermit, and he treated his enemy's brother in a very good manner, because we were sent into these words for that purpose alone. So, after talking to hermit, the king was able to know the of his questions questions, and after it the king went from there. Thank you.